The special election for South Carolina House District 99 won't take place until mid-January, but already the race is heating up between Sydney Boatwright and Nancy Mace. In this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups, I sit down with Sydney one-on-one. And be sure to download the free Quintin's Close-Ups app in your Apple or Google Play stores. Well, Sydney, it is so good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
I appreciate this.
You do? Okay, I
do too. Always. Well, let me jump into the obvious. It's now you versus Nancy Mace.
It certainly is.
You didn't spend any time, going to her, over to her to talk to her about some issues you have with her. As a matter of fact, you said this on your Facebook page just a couple of days ago. You said this, quote, "Nancy Mace is unacceptable to mainstream Republicans. I have been getting calls today from Republicans as to how they can help me win. I will represent the people of District 99 with honesty and integrity, and we're not thinking it is cool to post a drinking game video which includes the passing of bodily fluids. Just no, not classy." I got a couple of questions here. What is your definition of mainstream Republicans?
Well, I've been getting calls from Republicans. That surprised me yesterday. So, and I guess they're mainstream. They're very much opposed to Nancy Mace. So, I don't know if mainstream is the right word, but Republicans who are opposed to Nancy Mace. So, here's what we got today, Quintin. I want to kind of talk about this because this is not the campaign I want to be running. This is not an opponent I would have chosen, okay? Sorry I'm a little froggy from the flu, but, I love Michelle Obama.
Okay.
I love Michelle Obama. When they go low, we go high, right? But we don't live in that world today. We don't. Donald Trump changed that. My favorite politician is a Republican named Tom Kean, who was governor of New Jersey.
Right.
Classy, wonderful, smart man. That political environment that would embrace Tom Kean doesn't exist right now in the U.S. Not in South Carolina, not in the U.S. It's a different game, and so we have to address that. I'm a political neophyte, as you know. One thing I want my fellow Democrats to know about this campaign at this point is this has become a big deal. This has become a big deal now. Many people do not want to see another Republican with ties to Merrill and the corruption and, with the same kind of attitudes in the government right now. And so it's a big deal campaign. And people at a high level in the Democratic Party are working with me. And they called me on Tuesday night and talked to me about strategy and what to say, right? And so this is not just Cindy Boatwright firing off stuff. This is people thinking about how can we really make sure that people understand a candidate like Nancy Mace and the radical difference I would bring to the State House.
Let me go back to that statement because you said this, quote, "I have been getting calls today from Republicans as to how they can help me win," unquote. How can you win?
How can I win? Okay. I can win by continuing to go out there and meet the people of District 99 and people more broadly, which I've been doing. And I can continue to represent my perspective and what I would bring to the State House, which would be a moral compass, honest, transparent government. I would get laws passed that prevent these conflicts of interest that are causing this immobility and costing us taxpayer dollars in the legislature. I would be I really, really need to be focused on education now, especially given the fact that the court bailed on the lawsuit last week. If you're aware of that, that's going to be a big issue to try to get funding to the poor and rural schools. And continue to talk about my views on conservation and the environment and drilling, and those are the things that I care passionately about, and common sense gun laws. And I think those viewpoints would be diametrically opposed to things that Nancy Mace would be talking about.
You talk about Nancy Mace. You released a statement right after her Republican primary win on the Tuesday night. You said the following quote: "Nancy Mace, as you mentioned earlier, is totally unfit to represent our community in the State House. I believe that we need a legislator with strong moral compass who will serve the voters of District 99 with honesty and integrity. Our state has been embarrassed by the behaviors of our lawmakers and we are fed up," unquote. Where has the moral compass that is going to in your mind?
Here's where it is. Okay, we'll do this by a little illustration.
Okay.
Okay? So, Mark Smith and Nancy Mace run against each other all this. So, Nancy Mace. That's a good one. Creates a lot of fake news about Mark Smith. You know, tries to fling dirt out there that's not true about his campaign finances, about a whole bunch of other stuff. Then she's on the Kelly Golden show and straight out says, "Oh, liar! You're a liar, liar, liar." Okay. The next day, after the next one, Nancy Mace wins. Kelly Golden and Nancy Mace are talking, and they say, Kelly says, "Well, Mark Smith lost because he went low and he attacked you." And Democrats are hitting their head against the wall going, "What? That's not what happened. She attacked him, made up a bunch of stuff, and he tried to fight back at the last minute." We live in a world of alternate universes. There is a spin world and there is a real world. And that's where things are now. And I think that I've read a lot about this. I've seen since the Trump election.
Right.
And Nancy Mace ran she's a Trump associate. She ran his campaign in multiple states. She's made a lot of money off the Trump campaign. And she knows how to operate just like he does. And does it matter if this is true or not? What I'm saying? No, it doesn't matter. Maybe somebody will buy it, right?
Does this video matter?
I believe it's not just the video. It's the video with all the stuff that's out there from even back when she ran. Oh, Nancy Mace, I'm not a politician, but she ran for the Senate against Lindsey Graham. Okay, even back in that day, and when she made up the fake news stories about Nikki Haley and the sexual allegations, it's the sum total of all the stuff she's done that finally convinced me to kind of approach the campaign this way. And believe me, people have sent me a bunch of stuff. It's the sum total, that's all I have to say. Not solely a drinking video from last year where I think it's pretty disgusting, and she does show poor judgment, but it's more the sum total of who Nancy Mace is, what she stands for, and I do believe it lacks integrity and shows poor judgment.
Let me go to Twitterverse. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews about obviously the Charleston County Democratic Party putting out that video on Twitter.
That is not from the Charleston County Democratic Party. That video I saw a long time ago posted by somebody else. She first posted that video on her Facebook page.
What I'm saying is that they actually posted it on their page right after she won the Republican primary win last Tuesday. And a lot of people are saying this. Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's up there.
Okay.
I'm telling you, that's what it is. And a lot of people are saying this. That video is nonsense. Run against her on her Tea Party record, not this trash. So do you know her Tea Party record?
Yes. Yeah, I agree with that. And I said to the Post and Courier, I'm not intending to run an anti-Mace assault campaign, but I do believe, I just, I'm a mental health counselor, and I reflect on these things, and I really think that voters just need to be informed about her. So just in general, and then let's kind of put that aside and let's talk about what she would do or what I would do for District 99. So yeah, I mean, she's got stuff out there like we need to arm our teachers and put guns in the schools, and it's issues like that that are going to be important in this campaign.
And another person said this on Twitter. They said, hey, you guys have lost your minds if you think this particular video that the Democratic Party is using is going to work, because it didn't work in the GOP primary. So will it work in the general election? Again,
Quintin, it's not this particular video. It's the video is like the tip of the iceberg for a
Okay.
lot of other things that she's done and said. So it's not like the Democratic Party thinks, let's put out Nancy Mace's drinking video and we're going to win. That's not at all the perspective.
But let me get to the issues. What issues are concerning you right now, House District 99, besides what you just told me earlier?
I think, I just think running this campaign is what I've got to be doing for the next 7 weeks, and getting my message out there and meeting people. And I mean, really, really fundamentally is about there has to be a change in our state government. We cannot continue to have a one-party system and this cronyism, and people not bidding, and our legislators not bidding things out, and people and legislators, you know, I'm in office, but
Okay.
I can be a consultant over here to the utility. Okay, all right, that's not good, because that's a vote up for bribe, and it's that motivated me to run in the first place, and it's all these indictments, and it's just the corruption, Quintin. I'm fed up with it. I feel it's hurting the state, and that is really my core issue. We got to fight back against that corruption. We got to pass some laws, increase transparency, and prevent conflicts of interest, and that is critical. The state's not going to move forward. These things, everybody's just so busy lining their own pockets, they're not getting the job done in South Carolina. How long has this Abbeville thing been in lawsuit, been in committees and
Right,
studies,
right.
and no, hello, could we have come up with some kind of comprehensive plan in 2 decades? I think so. So that's what I want to go into state government and get the wheels moving and get some of these things addressed that are really, really important to the people of South Carolina, not just to kind of an elite political group, right? Just the people of South Carolina need to be served.
You talk about the people of South Carolina. Many people in House District 99 are concerned about infrastructure and traffic in the House of District 99.
Yes, they are, and so am I.
Talk to me more about that.
You know, infrastructure is like kind of beating a dead horse at this point. Not the best analogy, but at this point, the infrastructure definitely needs to be addressed. I think our government is starting to address that. They know it's a real concern to the people. They know people are fed up and frustrated, and we've got the gas tax now. I think things are moving forward in that direction in terms of infrastructure, and the State House starting to address some of that. I think the Department of Transportation needs to be reorganized. That's going to be important. That's going to need somebody in there pushing, because there again, that's the way it's status quo, way it's been done. But that needs to be a bigger committee with a lot of, or department with more experts and again greater transparency. Like, where is that money really going? How come my roads can't get fixed and your roads can get fixed? So it's not operating, again, in a way that meets the needs of District 99 or the people of South Carolina. So, yeah, infrastructure needs to be addressed. I think it is being addressed now. I think one freshman representative from District 99 is not going to, walk into the State House and be able to fix it all. It's a complicated issue, and it's being worked with different groups around the state, which is how it needs to be done. I mean, it's complicated. State, county, local governments need to be participating in how this is going to be addressed.
I know that obviously you're a mental health specialist, and you basically said, hey.
Now.
And you said if you were elected to House District 99, you only served how many terms?
Oh, I was only going to serve 2, but I think somehow in the press release it got 3,
Okay.
but 2, 3,
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm not leapfrogging to another political position, so I just got mad, and I said, I want to do what I can.
But tell me this, who is Cindy Boatwright right now
Who is Cindy Boatwright right now?
as a person?
Cindy Boatwright right now, wife to wonderful Mike, mother to Tom and Blakely,
Right.
Mental health counselor to my patients, campaigner. It's a lot.
Grace Episcopal Church.
Grace Episcopal Church. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm still the same Cindy Boatwright I've ever been. I'm an upbeat, positive person who really cares deeply about people, and I want to bring my skills and my working across the table to government.
That's good to hear. Well, Cindy Boatwright, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate this.
You're welcome, Quintin. So good to see you again.
Likewise.
Okay?
Yes.
And when I win, I'll be back.
For that exclusive interview.
All right?
Thank you.